I'm Chris Smith, the Green Party candidate. It's very nice to be here, quite an honour to be running for the Green Party, and as a Weavers resident, I've lived here for about 5 years. I was actually quite surprised to hear that we have the highest car theft in Tower Hamlets. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I mean, that really is shocking. I mean, outside my front door in Granby Street, there are people dealing crack and heroin on a regular basis. They keep themselves to themselves, but when I see a prostitute smoking crack out of a crack pipe in the phone box on Bethnal Green Road, I know there's a problem. Tower Hamlets is actually the crack centre of Europe, in fact. We have the highest level of crack use in Europe. I'd like to know how that happened. Obviously, it's a concrete jungle where we live, and concrete jungles do breed dysfunctional behaviour. It's been proven in many psychological reports and papers that when people are so disconnected from the environment, we've got to think about this, human beings have lived with the earth for most of our life on this planet, and now we're being put into these concrete boxes, and we're disconnected from what we really are. It breeds social unrest, it's causing the problems, and I don't feel many of the main parties are really acknowledging that. Talking more directly about the area, obviously there's the drug dealing, the overdevelopment's a big problem. Tower Hamlets Council seem intent on selling off spaces to developers and not actually providing any affordable housing in these places. One of the demands we have if we are elected in is to demand 50% social housing in every single development, because we have a waiting list of over 20,000 people in Tower Hamlets, which is absolutely disgusting, I think. So some of the things I think we need to do is greener estates, very simple things, change the colour of the street lighting. Again, that's been tested. It doesn't cost a lot to change the colour of a light bulb, yet a warmer tone actually improves antisocial behaviour. I know it sounds very simplistic, putting more trees into our estates. Let's just get people feeling like they're part of something. The thing that drives me nuts on my high street is the amount of kids dropping litter. Where is the litter education people? Where are patrols telling them they can be charged £80? This is just what I see around here, As a resident, I just think that we need to get our priorities right and think very long and hard about what we really want in our community. Thank you. Obviously, we don't have many green spaces, so they are, the few we have are congregation areas for people who've got nothing to do. And that's why they hang out there, and they don't have any sense of social responsibility. They're not feeling like part of the community. They're hanging out with these frightening dogs, all this kind of stuff. It's a bit like it's the broken windows philosophy, that when you have one broken window, within a few days you get another one, and it brings the whole neighbourhood down. What is the priority in this borough? They've just hired a £100,000 PR box at Tower Hamlets Council. It's absolutely disgusting. East End Life costs hundreds of thousands of pounds. Let's cut the stuff we don't need. Let's cut 20% off all the salaries of the council above £50,000. Let the council show that they're willing to make the cuts with themselves first. It's typical of a Labour-run council that they spunk money away on nonsense and rubbish. That's where the priorities are, on ridiculous schemes, badly thought out, the tens of billions of pounds that Labour have spent and overspent on projects that don't work. So it's not surprising you and your government are incapable of housing people here. You suck up to developers, you've got a £60 million budget, and yet you can't put any housing into people. If you didn't like those gates, those arches, why did you let them go forward at all? Why didn't you just cancel them before people found out? I think you're living in fantasy land.
Very much.